So I just got my ass kicked, and it was pretty awesome. And I got my ass kicked the other day too, and it was not as awesome. I got my ass kicked about a week ago, and that one really wasn't too awesome at all. But in the end, it was pretty awesome. I always say I never got a whooping that I didn't learn from. And I realized that in the last few weeks, I've taken some pretty good whoopings, and not just in the dojo, not just on the mat, not just with the self-defense and defensive tactics, but in each of my areas of endeavor. And I need to remind myself and remind you guys, my students out there in the dojo and in the YouTube universe, that those whoopings are the things that often teach us the best lessons. The hardest beatings, the hardest lessons are the best lessons. What's up, Warriors? It's Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training, here to share with you some warrior skills and drills that anyone can learn and everyone should know. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and thanks for stopping by. If you already follow us on social media, and that's how you found your way over to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification button, and YouTube will let you know when the next video drops, so you can get all sorts of cool content from here as well. So in the dojo, we have what's called mat chats, and I put up videos for the dojo stuff over the years when I would have mat chats in the dojo, and parents heard me talking to the kids or the grown-ups who are like, I teach from 3-year-old kids all the way up to, people way older than me, and they're like, oh my God, Kiyoshi, you should be a motivational speaker, or you got to share this, or like that's good stuff. And I'm a student first, so I'm just sharing with them lessons that I've learned along the way, or like reminders that I get when they happen, and I just tell them so that hopefully they can learn from my mistakes too. So when it comes to like my martial arts stuff, my police work, and my tactical training that I do to my own continuing education to make sure that I can make myself and my team and my unit at work as safe as I can, I got to do my homework there. When it comes to my emergency preparedness stuff, I'm always trying to learn as much as I can to make myself and my family as safe as possible and pass that information on to my students in the dojo. When I'm doing my wilderness survival stuff, that's of course something that I want to get better at, and the people that I help pass it on to, I want to be better at it, so I pass on better information to them, and so on. So when I'm doing that stuff and I have some sort of failure, I just had some pretty, hey, I'm safe, I'm healthy, everybody else is safe and healthy, so of course they could be worse, but they were pretty punch you in the face type of learning experiences. So coincidentally, in the dojo this week, we're working on break falls. And the way break falls work is, and we'll get to some videos in that down the road through for the 5 Elements Tactical, but just hey, everybody, falling is easy, right? You lose your balance, and gravity takes over, and you're falling. The challenge is landing, right? Landing correctly, and then recovering, getting back to your feet, getting up quick, getting up safe, and maybe a scratch or a scrape, but you want to make sure your head is safe, you didn't hurt yourself, you didn't injure yourself, that you got back up, especially when it's for, hey, sports is cool, and injury prevention is cool, but for our purposes, it's for self-defense, defensive tactics, multiple attacker scenario, or bigger, stronger, more aggressive attacker. When you get knocked to the ground, yeah, there are tactics to do from the ground, but we focus very much on street self-defense, where it's all fair until somebody's winning and then their buddy jumps in, right? So when you get knocked to the ground, I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I love judo and ground and wrestling and ground fighting skills, but once there's 2 of them and 1 of me, then I got to get back to my feet, right? So it's not just the fall, it's making sure that you fall, and you fall without getting hurt, but that you pop right back up, and you get back to your feet, and you get your guard back up, and you get back in the fight. So this week in the dojo, we're talking about break falls. How do you fall properly? How do you tumble properly? How do you get back to your feet quickly? How do you get your guard up? How do you re-engage the target, the threat? And there's a samurai maxim, a rule of conduct that the samurai had. It's legendary stuff, and it's fall down 7, get up 8. And it's famous. You could Google it and look it up, or find the images and cool memes about it or whatever. But in martial arts training, the concept of fall down 7, get up 8 is partially about falling and ground fighting and getting back to your feet and self-defense. But the deeper, bigger picture is that when we fail outside of the dojo, in life, that we need to remind ourselves that we're warriors, right? That, yeah, it sucks to fail, it sucks to lose, it sucks to get hurt, it sucks to like make the wrong decision and have to deal with the consequences. But those things are usually what leads to like better judgment the next time, because, hey, you touch a hot stove, ooh, I'll never do that again. You touch you stick your finger in the electrical socket or outlet, like, ooh, I'll never do that again. Or hot iron, or those instant learning type of moments. So I'm coming off of a couple of shoulder surgeries, right? And my shoulder's still kind of jacked up, and the doctor's like, yeah, it's kind of jacked up, but that's as good as it's going to get, and we're not going back in to fix it. It is what it is. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted to hear. I've been like babying it and trying not to do certain things that would aggravate it. And if that's as good as it's going to get, and that's the best answer you got, then I guess it's time to get back on my horse and get back to training. But for me, it's been a year of, oh my God, no sparring, no wrestling, no grappling, like kind of going easy with a lot of stuff. And for me, that's my outlet that just makes me like calm and cool and level-headed. I always have a lot of pans on the fire and a lot of stress from a lot of different things. And training is always the thing that makes me feel better. Whether it's firearms training, which I kind of like. I'm teaching a lot, but I wasn't training a lot. Martial arts, I've been teaching a lot, but I wasn't training a lot. And the thing that makes me feel good is training. So getting back into my mix, we weren't going full speed, but I zigged a couple times when I should have zagged, getting the rust off, clearing the cobwebs and all that type of stuff. And I realized that here I am this week preaching to my students about fall down 7, get up 8. And the reminder was sparring and getting my ass kicked a little bit and getting knocked down a little bit and just being like, hey man, I'm a warrior. I got to get back up. I got to, suck it up, buttercup, get back in the fight. This past weekend, I went to spend some dirt time. So with the survival skills and outdoor wilderness survival training, I'm going to survival school next week, and I wanted to just, get some of the cobwebs out with that too. I haven't spent too much time doing it, so I grabbed my gear, went upstate by myself out in the woods, and made some rookie mistakes that were like harsh. The temperature dropped real low, and it was nice during the day, and I was like, I'll be all right, and I was freezing. I made it through the night. I survived the night, but it was not a good night's rest, and it was some things I like rocked it and had made good time in getting my shelter going and getting my fire going, and the things that I guess I thought most important, and I overlooked some certain things that were a real punch in the face, like, oh man, I'll never do that again moments. Came back and everybody's like, how was it? How'd it go? And I was proud to talk about the things that went very well, but it was also good to share with them the parts that were bad, the things that I did wrong. I brought my camera. I was doing some firearms instructional videos for my firearm students out there. I came home with almost 4 hours worth of unusable footage. I pushed the wrong button on the damn camera and I freaked out. Came home, couldn't wait to see some of my best content yet, and it was just like crap. It was useless. I'm like, I went nuts, man. My wife and kids, they all kind of like scattered and took cover because I was out of sorts, man. But my wife's a rock star, and she was like, go back up. I said, would you mind if I just drive back up and just reshoot my videos? I'll leave real early, be back for dinner. And part of that fall down 7, get up 8 is redeeming yourself. And hey man, I am nothing special. I'm really nothing special. But I'm big on, if I make a mistake, I want to fix it. If I fail, maybe from almost 40 years of martial arts training, just like, hey man, going into a tournament or something like that and giving it all you got, and you zig when you should have zagged and you lose. Some people take that and they just quit, or like, I can't do it anymore. I didn't, it's not for me. And they look for the easy way or the escape or the out. Whereas a warrior, you can't give up. A black belt, you can't give up. A fighter, you can't give up. As a parent, you can't give up. As like man, my partner needs me, I can't give up. Fighting for my life, I can't give up. Like you just keep fighting. Just stay in the fight, stay in the fight, stay in the fight. Drove back upstate, 3.5 hours up. got some cool footage, got some cool videos coming out, and made it home in time for dinner and hung out with my wife and kids and family and stuff. The point of all this is a ship is safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships were built for. As you venture out and you try stuff, there's going to be some awesome victories, but there's going to be some kick-ass failures like that really punch you in the face and knock you on your tail. And what you got to remember is that you are a warrior and that giving up is not an option. There is no such thing as can't. Failure does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei. Defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei. The point is, you're going to fail. You're going to get knocked down. You got to get back up. You got to keep on fighting, and you just got to keep your eyes on the prize. That obstacles are the frightful things that we see when we take our eyes off our goal. So getting my ass kicked out in the dirt, getting my ass kicked with the camera in the at the range, getting my ass kicked on the mat tonight. I feel like I've been taking a lot of ass kickings, just trying to get my groove back after coming off a year of just craziness and hard, challenging times. So the mat chat for the dojo and the mat chat for anybody watching and listening that even cares to make it this far. Hey man, just one, don't be afraid to get out there and try stuff. Make yourself better. Whatever you can do to make yourself better, the world better, the people around you better. I can't change the world. I can only change myself. But the more I change myself, the more the world around me starts to change. So one, get up, get after it. Go set some goals, some worthwhile things that help you get better, make your life better, make your world and your family, all that stuff better, safer, stronger, whatever it is, more successful in whatever your field of endeavor is. And then just chase it, chase it, chase it. And when you fail, good. That's a good thing. That means you were trying hard and you pushed your limits, you went past your comfort zone and you failed. And hopefully you fail bad enough that you'll bounce back, of course, but it'll be a I'll never do that again moment. So thank God for the samurai, wherever they got it from, who said, fall down 7, get up 8. I always say in the dojo, I never got a whooping I didn't learn from. So I've just taken a lot of them lately. So if you made it this far and you like what I'm teaching and preaching, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and like this video. If you're loving it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you got to have it, make sure you hit the bell notification button so YouTube will let you know when the next video drops. If you're really digging it and you want more, you can find us on all social media platforms at 5 Elements Tactical. That's all I got for now, warriors. So until our paths cross again, pray for the best, prepare for the rest. I'm Kiyoshi Dave Herman with 5 Elements Tactical Training. Thanks for watching. And remember, the comeback is always better than the setback.